Well, I've got a monetized channel already, which I suppose I sort of did that through Matt Parr originally. Obviously, I saw you a lot in the Facebook groups and whatnot, so I thought I'd hop on with you. I've just started a second channel now. Got 3 videos up on that. Still set to private at the moment, you know, to get a bit of backlog.
Nice.
I've stepped away from my first channel a bit just because it was very news orientated. So any video I made, so I'd say get 160,000 views in like 48 hours.
Nice.
But then after that, that video would sort of die. So I'm sort of switching to something a bit more evergreen, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So do you think it's because that is like with news related channels, this is the case. And I think the only thing to like counter that is by hiring a team that make your videos, so you don't have to like rush the whole production yourself. I don't know if you had a team ready for that, or why did you decide to quit?
I did it all myself, but I thought, well, if it's a news one, I'm going to struggle to get good people to produce the content quick enough, if you know what I mean. So I was like, well, I'll start this second one, see what happens here. And then I've still got that one where I'm doing like, you know, I can do broader things on the original channel that are more, I don't know, let's say top 10 crashes in F1 history, for example.
Yeah, I understand completely. So Mitch, one thing I do want to tell you, and it's my bad, but me and Michael talked about this at the start of this call, where Michael has a successful channel too that blew up last month. And he first wanted to expand to other niches because he thought his niche was not like viable for the long term or good.
Yeah.
But what I would recommend you to do, if your channel is monetized and your videos get like over 100,000 views in 1 or 2 days, like if you train this team and hire this team and just double down on this channel, and they can put out a video once every day or every 2 days, and you just manage it, then you can really scale this up, I would say, because your channel has momentum and it's making money. I don't know how much money you make on these news videos, but if it's 160,000 views, you are probably profitable if you hire a team to make your content, right?
Yeah, I mean, the issue was because you'd get these titles that hit well, but then you'd maybe get like a run of 5 videos that struggle to get over 1,000 views. So it was sort of like, can you be bothered putting money into those 5 videos, for example, that might not get any traction? Because after a few days, they're dead.
Yeah. And it is especially when you make the videos yourself and it costs you a lot of time. Then it's like super annoying to spend so much time making them and then 4 videos not doing anything, right?
I mean, in fairness, I could produce these videos like script to finished video in about 2.5, 3 hours.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah.
So it wasn't too. That's why I sort of kept it to myself, really. You know, without outsourcing it. Whereas this one that I'm working on now, I probably will outsource eventually. But again, I don't find the video creation process too hard.
Right.
And now with a bit of use of ChatGPT for like script writing, I find that massively accelerates things as well.
Right. Mitch, do you are you comfortable sharing like the numbers you did with the channel, like the views you got or the RPM you made or the revenue amount you made?
I'll see if I can. Hang on.
Because it's so much, and that is what I told Michael, it's so much easier to run a channel that already has momentum and an audience.
Yeah.
Like outsource it, automate it, and scale it up and almost automate it, than to start a new channel from scratch and start from zero, because you have no audience, you have no people, you have no momentum. And yes, for example, Isaac got this channel monetized within a month, but that doesn't happen to every new channel you start, you know?
True. Let's have a look. If I do it from like year to date, it's made, what's it done? 607,000 views, watch time 23,000 hours. I've got 2,200 subscribers, is it? I think. No, sorry, 2,150. Revenue about £1,000, that is.
Right. And so here's the thing. Let's say you hire a full team. If you make $1,000 revenue a month from that, right? And now it doesn't cost you anything because you do it, right?
True.
But if you have a team that makes videos for $50, you can let them create 20 videos a month, and you're still break even, and it doesn't cost you any time.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
And
go on.
And then if you do that, like it's just, maybe the first month you'll break even and you don't make money, but just think about the long term, right? If you have this team in place and they know what you want and they do this every day, then you can maybe just continue on to the next channel and make the videos yourself for that channel, but you still scale up the first channel.
Yeah, it's a good point.
That's something I would consider thinking about, because like 1K a month already is really good. And then outsourcing and automating it, that is where the real YouTube automation comes in. You outsource and leverage other people's time to make your videos. And there's nothing you can lose right now, because if you already make $1,000 a month from it and hire a team.
That was like 1,000 since I started the channel.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But still, it's like something. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the biggest video was since it got monetized. So, but yeah, like I said, I've sort of made the switch to more. I did one recent because I went 2 months without posting. I was like, all right, I'll just create something that's like I did like top 3 craziest moments in blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You know, something that can be searched in 2 years, 3 years, rather than news. I've sort of made that switch a bit. But like I say, if I outsource that, it definitely keep the channel alive and allow me to focus on the new channel at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just give it some thought and see if it makes sense to try that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to like learn how to hire the team, manage the team, automate it, in the premium course in school, in the classroom sections, there's like there you can find all the automations, the hiring templates, everything in there. Okay.
Nice. Yeah, I guess because the issue I've had is, I mean, I did create a lot of other videos for another channel that I sort of didn't end up starting. But yeah, I think finding good editors. You know, there's a lot that you get, and you have to keep going back. How can you change this? How can you change that? It's like, oh, you've got to repeat here. You repeated this 3 times in one video. It's like, oh god.
Yeah.
But I suppose that's the issue with Fiverr, maybe more. I'd say.
It's the problem with whether it's Fiverr or Upwork. It's the problem with anything. You just need to train them for what you want from them. And Isaac just put his hand up to ask a question. I don't know if you were here when Isaac talked about his hiring process, Mitch.
No, I think I jumped on just at the end.
Right. Yeah, so just I'm gonna upload this recording tomorrow, then you can rewatch it. But basically, Isaac had the same problem with a pretty specific niche where it's hard to hire editors. But we talked through this whole process, so definitely rewatch that. But basically, it came down to yes, it's annoying to hire people at the start and to train them and to show them and have them understand exactly what you want, but it's going to be worth it in the long term.
That's it. Yeah.
But
I always think I like to try and get the channel, you know, sort of monetized and created myself first, you know, just so I get a feeling of what works. I mean, that's why I said that's what I did like first channel. I thought, oh, well, I've managed to monetize this one. I know how the whole process works. So like I say, maybe now I'll look at training someone to sort of take over from that while I work on the next project.
Exactly, yeah. And that is super important. And that is what Michael and Isaac talked about too. Like, start your channel, understand what you want, how you want it to look, record everything, like write down how you want it. And then you can hire someone else and teach them what you want exactly from them and from the editing part and from the script writing and everything.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
Isaac,
I do have one more question. Sorry. I mean,
go ahead.
I did put it in the general like discussions, but you know when you get Social Blade and it says earnings are like $682 to like $6,000. What's sort of the ballpark that you think those channels earn between? I know Matt always said like towards the higher side, but I'm not so convinced myself.
Well, honestly, on Social Blade, it also always takes a very low RPM. So I think usually it's maybe like 2-3 times higher than what they are saying, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So because there's a little question mark when you are on Social Blade, like about the RPM. And there it says like the RPM is on average 0.45 to $2 or something. And for most channels, it's just a lot higher.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. Cool.
Right.